My husband, 32 male, and I, 29 female, are expecting our first child in summer. We're really excited, but admittedly a little overwhelmed with everything that comes with prepping for a baby. One of the big things we were proud of was finishing the nursery last month. It's simple but feels perfect for us. We went with soft colours, some handmade decorations, and furniture we either thrifted or built ourselves to save money. The issue started when my mother-in-law came over to see it. She immediately made comments like, "Oh, this looks so bare. Where's the fun? Don't you want your baby surrounded by bright, happy colours?" And, "It's nice, but this feels unfinished, don't you think?" I brushed it off at first, but a week later she brought it up again and offered to fix it up as a gift, saying she'd pay for everything and have it done in time for the baby's arrival. I told her I appreciated the offer, but we weren't interested in changing anything. She got frustrated and said something like, "It's not about you, it's about what's best for the baby," and implied our boring nursery wouldn't be stimulating enough. I don't think she meant to sound insulting, but it rubbed me the wrong way. Now my husband is caught in the middle. He says he gets where I'm coming from, but since his mum is so excited and offering to pay, we should just let her. He also said, "It's just decorations, it doesn't have to be a big deal." It feels like this is a big deal though. It's our home, our baby, and we worked hard on this space. I asked a friend and she said I'm being too territorial and should let mother-in-law be involved since it's a gift and I can always change things later. But I've seen stories where mother-in-laws steamroll boundaries and I don't want to set a precedent. At the same time, I don't want to seem ungrateful. So, am I the idiot for refusing her help when she's just trying to be generous and involved? Is this a hill worth dying on? Yikes, OP, not the idiot. Baby is months away from joining you and mother-in-law is getting pushy already. Ugh. Best to get used to "no" is a complete sentence. Practice saying this with a smile. Hubby needs to grow some cojones. You two need to be aligned on everything, because mother-in-law is just getting started, and the others chirping in, put them all on mute. Remember, "no" is a complete sentence. If you give in on this, the next thing she'll want to choose the baby's name, then how you feed the baby and dress the baby, and on and on and on, to school and pediatricians and everything else. Stamp this out now. You and your husband decorated for your child in your home, that's that. Explain to him that it's time for him to stop being a son and to start being a father. Yep, being a husband wouldn't be too bad either. OP, it wasn't a generous offer, it was manipulative. Also, neutral colours are proven to be calming. Why would you want your baby overstimulated in the space you'll be calming them down and putting them to sleep? Besides, your baby isn't even really going to see much at first. You can add pops of colour as your baby grows if you want. Update: I appreciate everyone's input. I wanted to give a quick update because things took a turn when my husband came home and filled me in. While I've been stewing over everything at home, my husband ended up coming to the same realisation on his own during work today. He realised his mum's offer, while generous, was overstepping. He said it hit him that this is our nursery and we shouldn't have to justify our choices to anyone, even family. Without telling me first, he decided to call his mum to set the record straight. He explained that we're happy with the nursery the way it is, we worked hard on it, and that it wasn't fair of her to keep pushing us to change it. Apparently that didn't go over well. Mother-in-law completely blew up at him, saying I was controlling and turning him against her, and then she texted me directly to say she's cutting contact until I stop being so selfish and ungrateful. I'm honestly stunned. I never wanted this to escalate like this, and I certainly didn't ask my husband to confront her. He made the choice himself. I do fully support his choice though. I do feel a little guilty because I know how excited she was, but at the same time, her reaction feels extreme. My husband came home tonight, hugged me and reassured me that I did nothing wrong. He's told me he's proud of the nursery we created together and that he won't let anyone, including his mom, make me feel bad about it. I'm really grateful to have him in my corner. I guess this is where we are now. I didn't expect a nursery to cause this much drama, but here we are. I hope things calm down soon, but for now I'm just focusing on my family. Honey, go no contact with you is the best gift your mother-in-law could ever give you. Don't be upset about it. She's waiting for your guilt to send you crawling back to her. I promise that she'll break being no contact, sadly, the second a grandchild appears. Focus on taking care of yourself and your baby. I, 32 male, and my girlfriend of 3 years moved in together into our new apartment. I'll get to the point. I wanted to give our spare key to my sister, who lives closer to us than her parents, who live in another city. I reasoned that a spare key is for emergencies and it would be more logical to give it to someone who lives closer, like my sister. My girlfriend didn't agree with me because my sister doesn't like her much, so she isn't comfortable with her having easy access to our apartment. Also, she had the spare to our previous apartment and had used it without our permission, but later she did tell us that she'd be crashing there for an hour or so because she felt car sick. I thought it was fine, and my girlfriend didn't say anything, so I assumed that she was okay with it, but she has been bringing it up lately. I'd like to clarify that my sister has done that only once, and I still think that it was fine, she wasn't feeling well. Anyway, giving a spare wasn't a big deal, so I gave it to my sister and also made a duplicate for her parents. My girlfriend wasn't thrilled with my action and that I should have told her beforehand. While I admit I goofed for not telling her about the duplicate, I've apologised for that. Anyway, I reasoned that a spare key should be given to someone living closer to us, and if she wants to, then she can give another to a friend. But she's still mad and she's given me the cold shoulders. I think this was an unnecessary argument, and it's a win-win situation. Everyone's getting a key. Am I the idiot here? Oh, you are the idiot. What kind of win-win are you talking about? Not only can her parents go through your stuff, which they never did, but so can your sister, who already did and was even caught once and only confessed that because there was evidence against her. Had it only been an accident and had she really needed to rest being car sick, a reasonable thing would be to tell you right away, the second day latest. Also, if you're feeling well enough to get into somebody's flat while being car sick, you're also well enough to send an informative message at least. Your girlfriend is totally right if she doesn't want your sister to have a chance to invade your girl's privacy this easily. Heck, you should not be okay with somebody who doesn't like your girlfriend having access to your girlfriend's stuff. My first thought was she actually car sick? My second thought was, has she only gone there once or did she only get caught once? I would absolutely break up with someone over this. My parents have a spare key in their house, they're the closest, but they have personally never used it. I don't even think they've shown up to my house without letting me know beforehand. Yes, and then made a spare for the parents and also said we can make another one for a closer friend if needed. Exactly how many people are we giving keys to our apartments? Dude, I don't think you're ready to live with someone because you do not understand that some decisions require 2 yeses but only 1 no. I, 42 female, have 2 nieces, Flo, teen female, Ivy, tween female, and a nephew Ryan, tween male, through my bro Tom, 46 male, and sister-in-law Kate, 45 female. Flo and Ivy are biologically theirs and they adopted Ryan 2 years ago after fostering him for 3 years. I live locally to them, we're super close usually, and have my own daughter Ava, tween female, who my nieces are close to. Before foster care, Ryan's life was awful and he has some behavioural and developmental issues. He struggles to sit through long things such as shows quietly, whether it be in the theatre or the girls' plays or recitals, so the girls rarely have both parents supporting them. His behaviour is sometimes pretty unpredictable and he sometimes has pretty loud and physical meltdowns, so they have to be careful where they take him. As such, whenever me, hubby, take Ava to the theatre or other activities which Ryan wouldn't like, we bring the girls along too. Sometimes Tom and Kate pay for them, sometimes we do. We've never brought Ryan out without his parents and sisters because he has really different interests to the girls. I don't feel confident handling his behaviour and Flo and Ivy have expressed that they really value the Ryan free time. I've made extra effort to be there since then. Ryan's a great kid, but he needs a lot of attention and my nieces need people who are 100% in their corner. Anyway, I'm taking the girls to a theme park in London on Friday. It's quite an expensive one, UK readers if you know, you know, and I have the joy of footing the bill for all 3. On Sunday, I got a call from Kate asking if Ryan could come with us on Friday. He'd seen adverts and heard the girls talking about it and wants to go. She offered to pay for whatever he did. I told Kate no, as I didn't know what he was like in crowds, and she went 2 years ago and loved it, and his sisters were there to help him if he was struggling. I said that wasn't fair on them. I booked it as a girls' trip and it's supposed to be a treat, and I don't want it getting cut short, and I don't feel comfortable parentifying the girls. I know Tom's taking Ryan to London next week, so told Kate to book tickets on that day, but by that point she wasn't listening. She criticised me for insinuating siblings caring for each other was parentifying me, and accused me of being ableist as Ryan can't help his conditions and shouldn't be excluded, as well as being biased against the kid I'm not related to. He got very fiery and ended with me saying, "Read the room, it's a girl's day," and her hanging up. Anyway, she went to the girls and said either they asked me for Ryan to come or they can't go. Flo texted me begging to not let him come and asking if they can still join us, while Ivy is more torn up as she doesn't want her brother to be left out, but also doesn't want to risk her day being ruined. My mother, Tom and sister have contacted me saying I should bring Ryan as to not show favourites and to be inclusive. Husband is on my side. Am I the idiot? Edit, Tom, Kate and my husband are all working the day of the trip. I took PTO and Kate and Tom had childcare arranged. I do spend quality time with Ryan. We live a 15-minute walk away, so go to their house often. Me, Ryan and Tom, if he's around, build a lot of Lego as it's a shared hobby, and I get him a new set every birthday and Christmas, and it's a running joke as he spends a lot of time guessing which one. I like this quality time as it's accessible and his parents are around. I just book days out around my daughter's interests, which happen to be the exact opposite of his. She's a really artsy girly girl who likes the theatre, shopping, museums, movie nights and slumber parties while he's into Lego, video games and anything martial arts. Everyone's an idiot. You've completely omitted your nephew from any planning you've done based on what you've said. You've never done anything solo with Ryan. Your favouritism is pretty impossible to ignore and it's pretty certain he's picked up on it. Your sister is hanging in on pre-existing plans. That's not okay. She's putting her daughters in the middle. That is not okay. It's okay to do solo trips with the kids, but you absolutely have left Ryan hanging out to dry. Disagree, not the idiot. OP's right. Flo and Ivy need someone in their corner and are lucky to have an aunt who takes them to do stuff their brother cannot. In the meantime, if his mom really wants him to go, she could possibly accompany him. She needs to be there to support him. This is a fun outing for the kids. His sister shouldn't have to work. The work of teaching any child good behaviour rests on the parents. That is some great advice. Why is Kate using Ivy as Ryan's support animal? She needs to get her head screwed on properly because using the girls to demand Ryan joins them is going to build resentment in the long term. I hope there's some form of professional help being sought for Ryan to develop independent coping techniques that aren't his siblings. I, 26 male, broke up with my girlfriend, 25 female, of 2 years because of something that happened recently, and now my friends are saying I massively overreacted. So a few days ago, my girlfriend and a close mutual friend decided to play a prank on me. The prank was that they filmed a scenario where I caught them in bed together, pretending they were hooking up. They set up a hidden camera in the bedroom, and when I walked in, I saw him in just boxers and my girlfriend in bra and panties straddling him, acting like they were mid-hookup. To make it more realistic, they even made some noises and tried to act like it was happening for real. I was shocked, furious, and immediately confronted them as I thought it was real at first, like an actual betrayal, and then I walked out of the room and started leaving the house when they followed me screaming it was just a prank, and then showed me the video they'd been recording. To be honest, I felt completely betrayed not just by the idea of the prank, but also because of how they'd gotten undressed to film it. I know it's meant to be funny to some people, but for me it felt disrespectful and I was hurt. The whole thing felt like a violation of trust even though I know they weren't actually cheating. I told her I couldn't be in a relationship with someone who would do something like that, and I ended things right there. She's devastated and our friends have been telling me I overreacted. They think it was just a harmless prank and I should have taken it better. But I can't shake the feeling that it crossed a line for me, especially with how intimate and uncomfortable it felt to see them in that situation, even if it wasn't real. Now I'm left wondering if I made the right decision. I'm starting to doubt myself because everyone else seems to think I blew it out of proportion. Pranks are supposed to be funny to the person being pranked when they find out. How is this supposed to be funny? Besides, it's not unheard of for someone walking in on a scene like that to react violently. Your friends suck. Like, I wonder whose idea this was in the first place, hers or theirs. You're not wrong. People are in prison for walking into a situation like this. Let's prank my boyfriend by staging the most traumatic and deep betrayal of a relationship that's possible. It's going to be hilarious. Yeah, no. Feel no remorse in cutting both of them loose from your life. Not the idiot. Also, I mean, maybe I'm being a conspiracy theorist, but some people like to film themselves banging. It could be you caught them at the start of the act and they're just quick thinkers, as much as it's just a prank can be considered quick thinking. Agreed, what they did was intimate so clearly they're comfortable with each other in that way. I'm not fully convinced nothing has ever happened. She can be devastated all she wants, but hopefully this serves as a lesson to her to respect the relationship she's in. Move on to someone more mature and ready to be in a committed adult relationship. I, 20 female, have had it with my cousin, 19 female, let's call her Laura. Laura got pregnant around November of last year and kept it a secret from the rest of the family until she was about 5 months gone. Anyway, she gave birth in August, and from there on she never paid much attention to her baby. She would rely on her aunt to take care of the baby, or if I was around, leave the baby with me instead and go on jolly rides with her boyfriend, 23 male. For the past 2 months, she'd call and ask if she could drop off the baby so that she could go run some important errands, which I now know is total bull. I agreed the first couple times, but it was an ongoing thing, and don't get me wrong, I love my niece, but I really think my sister needs to take more responsibility and take care of her baby. She called me up this morning and asked if she could drop off my niece, and I told her I was busy as I had my own errands to run. She told me it was just for a couple of hours, but I stood my ground and said no. She then got upset and said I was being selfish for not wanting to just give a few hours of my day to babysit. I got upset because every other week I've been taking care of my niece, so I told her, and I know I might be the idiot for saying this, but I said it anyway, well, if you can spread your legs and make a baby, then you should know how to take care of one. She called me an idiot and hung up on me. Now some of my family members are saying I took things too far saying that to her, and the other half are saying I did the right thing because she keeps expecting other people to take care of her baby while she can run around and do whatever she wants. I really don't know what to think. I feel bad for saying that to her, but then again, she can't keep using me as her babysitter. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. She lost the right to be spoken to tactfully after she wouldn't take no for an answer and acted like she was entitled to your help whenever she demands it. No lies detected in what you said. She made an adult decision and now has to deal with adult consequences. Want to live like you're child-free? Then don't have kids. Ignore all these spineless doormats. You did the right thing telling a spoiled, entitled brat that actions have consequences. Saying it in the way you did was necessary for her to understand it. Sometimes people only understand when you give them a harsh reality check. She's 19 and believes everything revolves around her. The real world is not so kind.